Everyone, welcome back to another session on informatics. Okay, in this session we are going to discuss about the software tools. Okay, I have divided the session into this particular topic, software tools, into two video lectures, for the better understanding, or you can say, like, I don't want to make it a lengthy video. Okay, so that is why I thought, like, I'll make it into two videos. Okay, so software tools in my textbook, it is on page number 156. It's an important area. Okay, first idea that is in fact discussed in your textbook is a kind of distinction between software and hardware. Software is the general term for the various kinds of programs used to operate computer and related services. Programs used to operate computers. Okay, so something that is there within. And hardware describes the physical aspects of computer related devices, like something that you can in fact see, the physical, something that is physically available, physically present. That is what is hardware all about. Okay, I know that you know the distinction, but I thought, like, I'll start in the very pattern that your text discusses it. Now, the practical computer systems, divide software systems into three major classes. Okay, one is system software, second one programming software, and third one is application software. Although the distinction is arbitrary and is often blurred, there is a kind of a distinction between, distinction that is there, in case of a computer system, software system. Okay, so these three divisions are important from the exam point of view. Now we will discuss these three sections one by one. I think that will be better. The first area is, like, system software. System software helps run the computer hardware and computer system. You can see all those things that helps in running the computer hardware and the entire computer system. Okay, means, for example, the best example is the Windows system. Okay, you can say, without Windows, even though I have a laptop with me, or I have a desktop with me, without Windows it is not going to work. Without an operating system it is not going to work. Okay, so that is it. It includes what? Device drivers, it includes operating system, servers, utilities, and windowing systems. Okay, so all these things are very important in order to run the hardware, or you can say the computer system. Clear with that? What is the purpose of a system software? It is basically to unburden the applications programmer from the often complex details of particular computer being used. If you put all these things into the hardware, it will be difficult for us to, for the person to function all these things. It will make the entire thing very complex. So it is in fact a support, you can say, to the hardware. Now, the next category is the programming software. The first one was system software, second one is programming software. So programming software usually provides tools to assist a programmer in writing computer programs and software using different programming languages in a more convenient way. The first one was in fact to assist hardware, computer hardware. This is like, you can say more or less like a compiler. Okay, or you can say kind of an interpreter, so that it will be easy for to use the different possibilities of the computer network, or you can say the computer as a whole. Okay, so the you can say that it includes compilers, then we have debuggers, interpreters, linkers, text editors. There is no need to get into the details what exactly it is. Just have to know that the tools include these different possibilities. That is it. Okay. Another point that we have to remember in this context is like it's a technical thing. An integrated development environment means IDE is a single application that attempts to manage all these functions. All these functions means we talked about compilers, debuggers, interpreter, linker, text editor. So there are certain, provisions that are there which actually manages all these tools. Okay, so one such is like a IDE. The last one of the three, and that is application software. This is pretty very important. Okay, application software allows end users to accomplish one or more specific task. Okay, it will help them to go for one or more task, to do one or more, to perform one or more task. Application software utilizes the capacities of a computer directly to a dedicated task. The best example, there are many application softwares that are available. One such is like take G Suite. One example is like G Suite application suite, like here it is G Suite. When you look at Gmail, there are so many options. I'll give you the example. There are so many options that are available. You can send a mail, you can go for Google Meet, you can go with Google Drive, you have Google Photos. There are so many applications that are available, and it is done by a software. You're getting it. So such type of a software where one or more specific tasks can be accomplished, such softwares are called application software. Different types of application softwares are, and application software are. One is application suite, then we have enterprise software, we have enterprise infrastructure software, then we have information worker software, and also like content. Yes, that is it. That is these are the four things that we are going to discuss in this slide. We'll quickly go through what exactly it is. Okay, so application suite means multiple applications are bundled together into one. For example, Microsoft Office, you have PowerPoint, you have Word, so many options are there within that particular suite. Okay, so that is called as multiple applications are possible. They are combined together or bundled together and is offered to you. That is application suite. Then second one is enterprise software. Enterprise software addresses the needs of the organization processes and data flow, often in a large distributed environment. For example, let me give you the example of this is just an example, don't write in the exam. Okay, like you can say we are talking about Reliance company. Okay, so the Reliance company is, they are doing so many things. For example, petroleum thing. Then they have natural gas thing. Then they have, they have invested into infrastructure. They have invested into information and technology. So many things are doing. They are doing. So if there is something that addresses the needs of the data flow, you're getting the entire thing. We need what? An enterprise software. You're getting it. So that is about enterprise software. Now enterprise infrastructure software means you're going a pretty more into a bit more detail, or you can say you are narrowing down. You're talking about certain aspects of that enterprise. For example, if all the activities of the Calicut College Chalakudi is part of the enterprise software, like one particular thing within that is like admission procedure. That is enterprise infrastructure software. Provides common capabilities needed to support enterprise software systems. Enterprise software means the step higher. Okay, the functioning of this particular college is like enterprise software. Then admission procedures, you can say, is like part of enterprise infrastructure software. Or the previous example of Geo company, you can say when we talk about the database, or you can say like those people who are working there, their their database. Okay, that is enterprise infrastructure software. Now, information worker software, it addresses to the needs of the individuals to create and manage information. So in the case of, in the example of Sacred College Chalakudi, when we are talking about, a departmental level work, that is information worker software. You're getting it. Okay. Like, when we keep a departmental register of the teachers or the students, that is an information worker software. In case of the previous example of geo company, you can say that, when we are talking more specifically about the geophone, okay, that example, Reliance Geo company, that is, about information worker software. Okay, so that is about the first four categories. Just have to understand these things. There is nothing like, mugging up the entire data. That is not needed. Okay, a content access software is a software used primarily to access content without editing, but may include software that allows for content editing, like, such software addresses the needs of individuals and groups to consume a digital environment, like, the media players, like that, such type of examples. Then educational software is related to the content access software, but has the content or features adopted for use by the educators or students. For example, you can say, like, the classroom management software, in a way you can say Google Classroom kind of a setup, that is also part of educational software. Then simulation software, it basically deals with simulation of physical or abstract things, either for research or training or entertainment purpose. For example, you can say, like, some games, that time there is a kind of a simulation that is happening. Okay. Then media development software, the needs of the individuals who generate print and electronic media for others to consume, how exactly their needs are addressed, it is basically through media development software. Like, you have kind of, some, for example, some video editors, like photo editors you have, such applications are part of media development software. Then the next one is, like, product engineering software, used in developing hardware or software products in such related companies. You can say computer aided design, how exactly certain applications are used for the designing or the development of a product, that is basically other software. Okay, that is all about the first section of software tools, where we have discussed about, the distinction between software and hardware, and three types of software. One is system software, programming software, and application software. And within application software, we have seen, several many types of application software, like an application suite, enterprise software, enterprise infrastructure software, then information worker software, also content access, educational software, simulation software, media development software, and also product engineering. What you have to keep in mind is that, you just have to understand the gist of it, and, like, to distinguish it, to distinct it between with, other areas, how exactly it is different from other concept. That is what is actually needed. Okay, so that's it. Thank you and God bless.